The current epicenter of foreclosures here in America. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So the number one state, and we'll examine the number one city in that state, leading the charge currently in foreclosure filings, either in foreclosure or pre-foreclosure. And listen, friends, the reality is this. You can't put the U.S. housing market into the biggest artificially induced housing bubble ever witnessed in human history with no organic growth and expect it to sustain itself. As much as I love real estate, I have to be here to give you guys some real talk. If you're new, there's never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people where iron can sharpen iron. I urge you to get subscribed as we navigate these waters together. The reality is this. We're putting the real estate market, the biggest asset class on planet Earth, through the biggest stress test ever witnessed in human history. And there's going to be a lot of trickery to try to keep this thing propped up. I know current leadership has plans to do whatever they can. We're going to usher in a new Fed chair and drop rates and, try to make the cost to borrow more affordable so we can keep these prices propped up. But if you just keep propping up these prices or keep them propped up, the reality is they're just going to end up getting propped up even more. The bubble is going to get bigger. And when it pops, it's going to be a bigger pop. And I don't want it to pop. It's just the law of gravity. What goes up must come down. The boom bust cycle. We've always had them throughout recorded history. It's never been if, it's always been when. So if you don't think what we just went through couldn't supply another boom bust cycle, I don't know what else to tell you, folks. I guess until you've lived through one as a bill-paying adult and suffered some of its blowback, you're holding on to hopeism. But, hey, there's a chance I'm wrong. Maybe somehow we escape this. But if we do, it'll be a brave new world. It'll be you'll own nothing, but you'll be happy. It'll be a renter nation guaranteed, which could, in fact, be the case. So like I said, if you're new, get subscribed. We'll be navigating a lot of waters. But right now, the housing market is cracking, and it's cracking right in front of our very eyes. And where's leading the charge? Florida. Florida is currently leading the charge in foreclosures out of the whole United States. And the city that's doing it in Florida at the highest rate is Tampa. Tampa, Florida is having an alarming amount of foreclosures. And the reality is this was a migration state. This was a migration city. Were they the only ones that received a lot of inward migration during the crisis? No. There was plenty. Throw a dart at a map of an area, America, and you're probably going to hit a migration city or state. So don't think you're all alone, Florida. Plenty of people are going to be joining the party in this one, I am sure. But today, to drive our point home, let's go ahead and look at a little data, take a little field trip over to Tampa, Florida, and take a look at a current listing. Then we're going to meet back here, wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up and strap in. Current foreclosure trends in the U.S. Florida had the highest foreclosure rate of any state in 2025, with filings on about 0.44% of residential properties, meaning it topped the nation in foreclosure activity. Tampa, among Florida metros with more than 100 million residents, Tampa had the highest foreclosure rate, with about 1 in every 1,373 housing units receiving a foreclosure filing in late 2025. It's getting serious, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and venture into Florida and take a look at a current listing. Welcome to beautiful, warm Tampa, Florida. Unfortunately, their housing market has cooled off. Now let's bring up Tampa's crash map. Everything on your screen is in fact going through the kiss of death. Stuck on the market, chasing the market, going through price reductions. Now let's tour today's Tampa property. And here we go. We're on the market. We show pretty well. We've been remodeled. Everything looks pretty good, other than the fact that we are, and I hate to say it, sucking air, unoccupied. No owner, no tenant, no nobody. This thing needs to get sold and get sold quick. I hope they priced right. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, today's property did a token price cut of $5,000, now sits stuck on the market at $345,000. I think we're going to have to do bigger price cuts than that to get this thing sold. Let's keep looking. It goes on to say, don't miss this renovated 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. The sellers have spared no detail. Well, unfortunately, they spared one detail, price, as they're now stuck on the market, chasing the market. If we were silly enough to give them their stuck on the market price, which we're not, of $345,000, our approximate cost to carry would be $2,300 a month for mortgage, property tax, and insurance alone. The rest of the related costs would, of course, take it much higher, which means if you were going to try to rent this property, you would probably need it to make at least $3,000 a month to stand on its own 2 feet. I don't think this property does that. But wait, there's more. Now, the nitty-gritty, the tail in the tape. As you can see, we're currently stuck on the market, unsold at $345,000, doing price reductions, pulling the listing. We've gone pending, fell out of escrow. In fact, we've been stuck on the market, chasing the market since December of 2024. Over 2 years they've been playing with this property when they could have just priced right out of the gate and got it sold. They started their journey at $500,000. They're now at $345,000, still doing price cuts, and it's still not sold. My guess is this property has much further to go before they get anybody to move on this property in a city that's spiking with their foreclosures. Let's get back to the studio and wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. So Florida's in trouble. Tampa, Florida, you're in trouble. This is the realities of what happens. This current listing that we looked at started its journey at $500,000 in December of 2024. They got mishandled, or the owner dug their feet in and they just demanded a certain price. They had euphoric recall. They thought the bidding war was coming. They thought they remodeled it nicely. It didn't bring a buyer. And they got stuck on the market, chasing the market. And now I bet you they're kicking themselves in the rear, because I bet you they had some offers and they refused them, thinking that a better offer would come, and it didn't. And now they wish they had that old offer. Final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. They're shark infested. Florida, Tampa, welcome to the swimming pool. Today we took a look at a listing that's stuck on the market, chasing the market, sitting unsold, and it's not even sold yet. My guess is this property is probably going to go for around $300,000. They started their journey at $500,000. That's not a correction, my friends. That is a crash. I would never suggest anybody do anything I'm not doing or willing to do myself. If you're selling your house right now, the number one thing you can do in this limited buyer pool market is find out who your competition is and beat them. Give people a reason to go get over to that house and get interested. If you come along with all the comps, nobody's racing over to see a house priced at the top of its price range. If you're buying a house right now, make sure you kick the tires and shake the trees and don't fall in love with anything, and test these people with an offer. Make sure the property pencils out. A standard amount down at today's interest rate is my cost to carry, my payment within the property's rent range, knowing that if I needed to turn it into a rental, it could stand on its own 2 feet as one. You get with me if you need help with that, and I'll help you guys every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network, top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Or find me at Scott Walters Real Estate on all social media networks. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.